Wines of Bordeaux, they are very varied, and what I'm going to try and do today is bust a few myths and really show you the different styles that you can get from this tiny, one wine region down in the southwest of France. Bordeaux is a term called a PDO. It's a protected designation of origin. It's controlled. You can't just put the word Bordeaux on any bottle of wine. It is controlled in terms of where, how much, what grapes. All these things control what is a Bordeaux wine. There it is, southwest of France. There are quite a few other PDOs across Europe. Champagne, for example, Prosecco, Chianti in Italy, Rioja, Sherry, Port. And not just wines, things like Stilton cheese, Scotch whiskey, loads of things are PDOs. There it is, there's the region. It's a region shaped by kings and queens and emperors and peace and treaties and commerce and industry and fashion. It's quite a complex region. What we're going to try and do today is boil it down into a few key areas. There's 6 main families in Bordeaux. Dry whites, Bordeaux, Bordeaux Supérieur, Cote de Bordeaux, Saint-Emilion, Pomerol, Fronsac, Médoc de Grave, and then the sweet white wines. I'm going to go through them in a little bit, so don't worry about that. Firstly, we're going to talk about grape varieties. Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon, the king of grape varieties. Subtle. And then a few other hosts as well. Those are our red grape varieties. And then for the whites, we've got Sauvignon Blanc, which is, I'm sure you've had it, it's keen, it's fresh, it's vibrant, it's acidic. And another one called Semillon, which I like saying. There is a few others as well, but they're the 2 main double-act grape varieties in white Bordeaux. For dry whites is made all over the region, just 8%, so it's not everything, but it is there and it's growing. Traditionally, they were quite oaky, they were quite heavy, they were hard to drink. You needed food, you needed time. But Bordeaux is coming on board with a much more modern and refreshing style of Bordeaux. They use more Sauvignon Blanc, which we like. It's fresh and it's crisp and it's very easy to drink. Drink it young, drink it with or without food, with some seafood. That's what dry white wine is about in Bordeaux. Onto Bordeaux and Bordeaux Supérieur is made everywhere again. Now we think of Bordeaux as being expensive and stuffy. This is easy drinking red wine and it is half of the wine made in Bordeaux. Bordeaux is not just an accessible drink. It is about producing something that it can be youthful, accessible. Crack it open, go to the supermarket, find a bottle that just says Bordeaux on it, open it, you will enjoy it. It will be fruity, it will be easy, it will be light, it will be fantastic to drink. Moving on to the Cote de Bordeaux. The Cote de Bordeaux is sort of a step up. It's a few select regions within Bordeaux that have got together. They've sort of said, all right, well, we need to kind of produce a much more serious style of wine. So it's a bit longer aged, it's a bit more complex. They'd like to put it in barrels. When you put something in a barrel, it picks up something from the wood, from the barrels there. So you get something a little bit different, a little bit more intense. So look for Cote de Bordeaux, where you'll find great value for money, something with a bit of more complexity, but still decent price. On to the big boys, Saint-Emilion, Pomerol, Fronsac. So this is towards the east of Bordeaux. This is on the right bank. This is Merlot dominated. These are heavy, big wines. So these are like Chateau Petrus, for example, is one. It goes for £25,000 for a case of it. It's expensive, but it's amazing. And that is one example anyway. But it's intense, big, juicy, jammy. If you love fruit in a wine, that is the ones to go for. Moving on, bit further west, bit onto the left bank of the estuary, you've got the Médoc and the Grave. Here, Cabernet Sauvignon dominates, mainly because of the gravelly soil. It's better for that grape variety. It is again where you get big names like Chateau Latour, Chateau Lafite, really kind of prestigious estates with beautiful 18th century chateau. It's fantastic to go. It's very flat, kind of boring in that respect, but you get these really intense, structured wines that will live forever. They go on and on and on. They need food, but they are incredibly complex, incredibly intense wines. Onto the sweet, just 3% of production. They're made from grapes that are very, very concentrated in sugar. You've got to be really selective. You've got to pick them by hand, which means that the selection has to be meticulous. These are expensive wines to make, but they're very, very concentrated. They're in tiny quantities and actually offer the best value for Bordeaux wines because they're so difficult to make, but you don't pay the premium for it. They're really rich and elegant and kind of marmalade-y kind of flavors in the wine, so pick it up. Finally, that is me. Please drink Bordeaux. Drink Bordeaux, please. That is it, that is me. Thank you very much. I'm Dan Harwood on Bordeaux Wines.
Memories sweetened through the ages just like wine. Quiet thoughts come floating down and